Good afternoon, guys, and welcome to today's video. So today we're going to be doing a truck bed lining on the truck. So one of my biggest pet peeves about the truck right now is because it's so low and it's like one of the big things you walk up on, the bed honestly looks like crap. It looks like you used to have some kind of lining on there. Obviously that's no longer there, and I kind of want a cheap solution to just make this all black, and I'm not sure yet. I think I might take it down or cover this top rail as well. Not 100% sure yet, but so my solution is going to be the truck bed coating iron armor. So I don't know if this has any kind of texture in it or not. You're going to find out with me today. And I do have a spray gun, so I'm going to try out that and see how that applies. If not, we're just going to go ahead and do a roller. But step one on here, we're just going to follow the directions pretty much. So this is obviously my bed. I have an 8-foot bed in here. And step one is literally just going to be to, we'll just read it off. So 1, using gloves, remove loose paint and rust with a wire brush or sandpaper. Clean with soap and water, rinse, let dry. Thoroughly sand truck bed surface with a 120 to 1350, or sorry, to 250 sandpaper, and then you go ahead and start applying it. So that's basically what we're going to do. So I'm going to throw you on time lapse, and I'm going to start cleaning out this truck bed, and should be a good time. I got most of the prep work done. It's definitely not perfect, but it should be good enough for what I'm doing. So I decided I'm going to take that all the way down to about this line right here. I don't want to go any further than that, but just kind of keep the top protected. And what we're going to go ahead and do next is probably grab the power washer and just hit this real quick to get all this light sanding dust off of here. And that area is actually kind of concerning, but it's nothing I can really do about it. Looks like it rusted through a little bit on the bed. I have gone underneath and there's no real rust underneath there. It's just, it is what it is. I don't know if they just dropped something super heavy on it or if it just got brittle and cracked eventually due to time and rust. It is whatever, guys. So we're gonna go and throw a liner over that too. It'll be fine. I'm gonna pop out the power washer real quick. We'll go ahead and wash this down. And then after that, we should be pretty close to getting ready to see how this whole liner works. Get done drying it off. It's actually probably the most ingenious way of drying it I've never thought of before. So I went ahead and just used the shop vac in reverse, and it worked out great. So while the rest of this dries off, we're gonna go ahead and throw our tape line and plastic all around here. You know, cover up this whole area and just make sure nothing else gets sprayed that's not supposed to. And then we should be ready to spray. This is going pretty good. Pretty quick. So this is the freaking armor stuff. I'm gonna stir it up real quick. I don't see any texture coming out of here. It also is like thick as shit. So hopefully that spray gun works. If it doesn't, it's like a $13 Harbor Freight spray gun. I really don't give a crap about it, which is why I want to test it. And if it doesn't work, we're just gonna go ahead and do the roller method. All right, so the spray gun obviously didn't work. I didn't have any paint thinner on me, so that yeah, that was out the window. But this is how it looks. So it's gonna need a second coat, obviously, but texture, that's about what you wind up with. It's definitely, it could be better. There's no actual added texture to my knowledge, so it's all whatever comes off the roller. And it doesn't seem to be self-flattening too much. Here's an area that I did earlier. It looks more textured than it is due to the white that's still showing through on a lot of this, so it needs a second coat. I decided to save this part for second just because in case this dries like a Plasti Dip would, I don't want to peel it up and then immediately just like peel up pieces of the stuff. So I'm gonna hit this and do a single coat here. I'm actually gonna hit this with the black paint first, and then we'll hit the bed liner on here. This way I don't have to do two coats. It won't be super thick, and I won't have any issues peeling it up. Well, that's the plan, guys. So let me know what you think down in the comments down below. Went ahead and got the paint down on it. As you can see, it dried flat. One of the reasons I'm using it flat, besides me just having it on hand, is the actual bed liner will adhere to it much better than a gloss paint, and then looking good. So definitely coming along. Still a little tacky. Gotta wait a little bit longer before I can walk on this and put down the second coat. They say about an hour and a half. Probably gonna wait about an hour just because I'm fighting daylight here. Although this back area is actually pretty much dry. So I just climb over top or step gingerly and start the second coat. So that's what we're gonna go ahead and do, guys. Let's get rolling. Don't cut all day. It's about to get dark on us and it's not quite dry yet, so I'm going to go ahead and come back to this tomorrow and I'll show you guys how it came out and everything. But all in all, I'm pretty happy with it. It definitely looks a million times better than it did before, and now we're just going to have to see how it holds up. But so far, so good. So it is the next day, guys, and as you can see, I mean, it's done behind me. Looks like we're about to get smacked. I cannot believe this, but with another hurricane, which is going to be outstanding. But as you can see, this is it right here. So honestly, this actually came out way better than I would have imagined. I was really worried when I started putting down that initial edging layer because it didn't have any texture at all and it just looked terrible. But this is the only part that's dry. So it is definitely not super textured. Any texture that does come from it is from the roller I was using, which, I mean, it's not bad, it's good enough. I think I actually have to touch up a little bit down there at the back. I do have some leftover just in case I scrape any off or anything happens. But honestly, guys, for, I mean, 50 bucks pretty much for the can and then a couple bucks of supplies. I think this cost me about 60 bucks total. I already had a orbital sander and sandpaper, so I didn't have any extra there. Same with the drill and wire wheel and all that. But honestly, guys, I'm really happy with the way this came out. I'm glad I didn't take this down all the way to here. I think it would have looked really weird. Even up here, it's not. It looks a little weird to me, but it's good enough. I think this needs some kind of protection, and it was really beat up. And it has a good feel to it. It's not like, it's not too slick or anything like that. Going around, yeah, all in all, huge, huge, huge improvement to the way it looked for sure. And one of the biggest reasons I want to get this done, besides the protection, I really don't use my bed that much. I got this truck for towing, but honestly, the visual makes a huge difference because, I mean, this is my eye level right now. and it makes up a large part of this truck that you see, and it looks like complete trash. So I definitely like the way it came out for sure. Always something. And yeah, there you go. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments down below. I love the way this thing came out. We will definitely be coming back probably in about 6 months from now, and then a year, and maybe annually, I don't know, depending how long I have this truck. But I do want to do updates and see how well this actually is holding up. I did the prep work that's required on the can. I probably could have been a little more, I guess, thorough with my sanding in the corners and stuff. But like I said, this is relatively light duty use, so I don't really see this having any issues. So we'll find out what it looks like in about 6 months from now. So that's pretty much going to do it for today's video. If you have any questions, please leave them down below, and I will get back to you as best I can. Go ahead and subscribe, leave a like, and I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.